Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. It's not quite dawn yet. Still have the window shade closed, and the curtain closed, but I mean, I went outside to get the paper. It's still dark, but dawn is approaching at least. Okay, we have two sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys with no website listing. There's no website. CVS Pharmacy doesn't list this. Well, actually, I'm showing them backwards. Sorry, I set it up backwards. Because I like to go with the older one first. Introduced in 1992, Jim Beam Black, 86 proof, sour mash, aged 8 years. If it'll focus, that would be nice. Replaced in 2015 by Jim Beam Black, extra aged, which the new extra age does not say anything about sour mash, so I guess that changed. Sad to say. Let me see. Can I think of anything else? Yeah, I bought this bottle. This is a current purchase. I didn't buy this too long ago, and in fact, I mean, it was a while back, but in fact, you can buy it today. Once the store opens. I think they open at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. Could be 10 o'clock. Kind of have short hours on Sunday. The rest of the week they open at 9, I guess. You could buy it at International. There it goes, focusing finally. International Market in Metairie, Louisiana. $34.99 for this bottle. I paid $32.99. Price went up, and they still have the 750s as well, so you can buy regular 750s. Okay, so been discontinued for going on almost 9 years, but still on the shelves. Okay, here's something introduced in 2014. You might recognize this bottle design because it's the same design as Ancient Age and McAfee's Benchmark Old Number 8. This is Jethro T Boots, Kentucky's finest. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, sour mash. There was a real guy named Jethro T Boots, and they talk about his story on this side of the bottle. Jethro Titus Boots. See if that'll focus there. (1841 to 1921), so he lived 60 years. 80 years, sorry. But to be 80 if he made it all the way to the birth date. He's a real person. What does he got to do with the Sazerac Company? Absolutely nothing. It's just they're appropriating his name and his heritage in bourbon and using it to sell. Just like they did with Elijah Craig, Evan Williams, and a lot of these other brands. They just dredge up James Fox. They just dredge up an old name that's got nothing to do with the company, and they try to make it sound like it's been around since 1841 or something, when it might have been around since 1960, you see. Okay, I'm going to pour them. I will turn on the lamps. I'm not going to sit here in the dark, but... Oh, no age statement anywhere on the bottle. Unless I've overlooked it over the years and don't think I have. So we know it's at least 4 years old, because it's got no age statement on the label. If any whiskey in America, I can't speak for Irish whiskey or Scotch, they have their own laws, but about to pour it in the wrong glass. Any American whiskey, bourbon or even not bourbon, if it has no age statement on the label, it has to be at least 4 years old. The youngest whiskey in that bottle is at least 4 years old. Now, with Scotch or Irish whiskey or Canadian whiskey, we know every whiskey they sell is at least 3 years old because that's the minimum for the whiskey to exist. Canadian whiskey must be at least 3 years old. Same for Ireland and Scotland. Now, in the United States, we don't have such a requirement. You'll see people making videos where they'll say, yeah, whiskey has to be at least 2 years old. No, it has to be 2 years old if it's a straight whiskey. If you drink too much of that, you'll be as thick as a brick, right? Or drunk as a skunk. But I'm just tasting them. And now you could see, well, I don't know, I can see with the light shining through the glasses, but this one here that I'm pushing forward is much lighter. It's a gold, maybe an amber gold. And this one is a copper. So the Jim Beam Black, it's not black, but it's dark. Another thing, we know these two products have no flavoring added and no coloring added. And we know that because straight bourbon is not allowed. Oh, and thanks for watching, Urjo. Straight bourbon is not allowed to have flavoring or coloring added, all right? Other types of bourbons actually are allowed to have flavoring and coloring. You just have to check your chart on the chapter in the U.S. guidelines called harmless flavoring and colorings, okay? So, but straight bourbon, then you're safe. Get straight bourbon, you're safe. No coloring, no flavoring added. Same thing with straight rye, straight corn whiskey, or bottled in bond whiskey, which is a basically like a type of straight whiskey. Okay, but with even more rigid guidelines. Okay, but away we go. You would hope there would be a pretty easy time telling an 80 proof from an 86, a 4-year or more age versus an 8-year aged. Both sour mash, so they're going to probably have that sourdough bagel thing going with them. Both Kentucky straight bourbon, so there's a lot of commonality here. They're both at least 51% corn. Could be other. Now, the other 49% can be a jumble mishmash of various grain whiskeys, malt whiskeys, doesn't matter. It's up to the producer. As long as that 51% corn is there, of any type of corn, yellow corn, white corn, Indian corn, as we call it, doesn't matter. All right. Now you could go to Canada, across the bridge from Detroit, which is not even a mile, have a distillery, make a whiskey that's 51% corn, aged at least 2 years in new charred oak barrels, but you could not call it bourbon because it's not made in the United States. Now, you could call it bourbon style whiskey, but then they probably wouldn't let you sell it over here because the bourbon companies would claim that you were trying to deceive people and they would want it off the shelf. But it was really because they wouldn't want you selling it here. They don't want the competition. That's the real answer. It's not that they, because who in the world is going to be deceived by that? It says bourbon style. It doesn't say bourbon. But, you know, maybe some people are dumb and they would fall for it. So, but anyway, no Canadian company is going to try that because they're not going to get it. They're not going to win unless they only sold the bottles in Canada, which probably would work fine. Remember the fiasco from 2018 with Crown Royal Bourbon Mash caused a huge uproar. They had to end up changing all the labels and put on there, this is not bourbon, and then change the label again and say Blender's Mash, changing the name of the product. And then finally, last year, they just gave up. Either last year, 2022, or this year, they gave up and stopped selling it, stopped making it, threw in the towel on it. It was a really good product, too. I think, because I still got a bottle. I could still buy it, too. They also have it at international market. They did last time I was there. A few bottles, not too many. Yeah, same old thing. Sweet corn, charred oak, vanilla, honeysuckle nectar. It's like they're all the same. in a general sense. You know, you say bourbon, bourbon, bourbon. I got to run it down. I got to run it down. I'm waiting in line outside the store. I'm paying $84. I got to allocate a bottle. I can show everybody. I can show all my friends. Look what I got. Yeah, it was $250. You know, and then you taste it, and it's like, well, it tastes like all the rest. Oh boy. In a general sense, I'm saying, not in a super specific sense, but this is the same. Get it? But it might be a little more creme brulee, darker roast type, and that would come from the charred oak. But got a probably a much thicker char, probably a number 4 char, the real thickest char they can put, and the Jethro T boots probably got just a minimal char level, maybe 1 or 2. Still new charred oak barrels, and as cheap as this stuff is, you know, last time I was at CVS Pharmacy, I might go over there today just to look, but I doubt I will. But the last time I was at CVS Pharmacy, they had this bottle, and the last time I was there was about 3 months ago. Jethro T boots, $8.99. You heard me right, $8.99. Kentucky straight sour mash bourbon whiskey, aged at least 4 years. Now you say it's impossible, can't happen. Yeah, it's possible, and it happens, and it's happening right now. Jim Beam Black, $17.99. So $10 difference. $9 difference. All right, so $9 difference. Yeah. Is it going to really be worth the extra $9? Oh, I doubt it. Let's go with the taste. I had to close my eyes because if I glance at the darker one, I'm gonna know. You know, I'm gonna say, well, that's the Jim Beam. Hey, but you know, this one has a richness to it. Uh, that charred oak, that creme brulee, that roasted, even like they roasted the corn, like the, you know, those corn nuts in the bag that you. I don't know if they sell those anymore. I used to see them a lot. Of course, no salt, you know. But no, I mean, but medium body, kind of dry finish. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Maybe that's the black. I don't know. Let's go over here. No, that's got to be it because it's just got that more char, more deep, more burnt. Not really burnt. I shouldn't say that. Kind of burnt, you know, like beef, like the burnt ends that they sell at the barbecue places. I don't know. It's hard to say. It is, but it isn't. But it is, but it isn't. Sweet, yeah. Vanilla, charred oak, honeysuckle nectar, and so forth. The same old thing, same old thing, same old thing. But maybe a little bit stronger than the 80 proof, and little more charred. But would I pay the extra $9? I don't believe I would because I'm not getting that much more. It's a little better if I got it right, but it's not too much better. You know, just a little bit. So nice and nicer, but maybe not too much nicer. Not $9 nicer. Oh no, no. Now a lot of people, and I understand, you go to CVS Pharmacy and it says right there on the bottle to be sold only at CVS Pharmacy, and it says if you see this anywhere else, call this number. I don't know if anybody's ever done that. Of course, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it anywhere else. But don't judge it until you try it. Don't just say, that's some private label, which it is. a Sazerac private label for CVS Pharmacy. But give it a chance, and you might be shocked, because they could have gone real cheap, if they had wanted to. I mean, they could have done it like 2-year age. Didn't need to use the sour mash process or anything. And think about this: it's very similar to Ancient Age, but it's aged longer. But Ancient Age costs more. Now, how you like that? So you're gonna pay more for Ancient Age, talking about the regular the cream colored Ancient Age, 80 proof, 3-year age. So you're gonna pay more for Ancient Age, but you're actually getting less, in at least in the technical sense, because it may be not as good grains or whatever. But you're getting less age, less less age. That's the difference. It's a 3-year-old versus a 4 or more. Could be more. No, it's at least 4. All right, so that's something to think about. All right, so I think this. Yeah, I think this is the Jethro T boots. Nice little number here. Got it. Yeah, it just didn't have that char thing going on, but still not $9. Jim Beam Black. Is it better? Yep, sure is. But not $9 better. I can't go along with that. Yorn says, don't get sunburned now, Jake. No, I won't get sunburnt. Don't go snitching. Okay. All right. Well, don't know. Sometimes people make comments that I don't understand. Like sometimes on Facebook, people will make a comment and I don't answer it because I don't know what they're talking about. It's not like they're being hostile or crazy. It's just that I don't understand the comment. Or I'll sometimes say, what does this mean? I don't understand what you're saying. And they'll explain it, hopefully. If it's, usually it's not a big deal, but yeah. That's that. So worthwhile product, Jethro T boots, definitely worthwhile. And I'd buy it, assuming you live in a state that allows CVS Pharmacy to sell liquor. Now you have to take that into account. I don't think too many states allow that, but in the states that do, maybe it's 10 states. I don't know. Haven't researched it. I was referring to the CVS plant. CVS label. Oh yeah, don't go snitching on the label. Well, I wouldn't, because it's not really something I'm concerned about. And secondly, now if they said we have a reward, $100 if you tell us who's selling it, well, naturally you'll get the money. But I've never seen it anywhere but CVS Pharmacy. Honestly, I've only seen it there. That's it. Only place I ever saw it. Walgreens sells liquor here in Louisiana, and they have their own brand of Sazerac makes it, of course. It's called Colson's. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. Maybe it's related to the Watergate break-in. I don't know. But Colson's, and the only one I saw was the vodka. So it was so unusual, I bought it earlier this month. It was $4.99. Can you believe it? Regular bottle now. Regular size bottle, $4.99. Colson's vodka. I don't know if it's any good. I guess Sazerac makes good vodka, because I never had any that tasted bad or off or weird. I don't drink vodka except for my little mix-ups. But apparently there's a Colson's rum, gold and silver, Colson's American blended whiskey, and Colson's this and that and other things. So I got to see them to buy them. So if I see them, I'll buy them. I'm not going to search for them. I'm not going to go stop at every Walgreens and see if they've got it, But yeah, they might be fine. They might be nice. I checked the trademark. It said when it was introduced, can't remember the date, but it said, yep, Sazerac brand. So but it's what they call a captive brand. It's only sold at Walgreens. That's the contract that they have. Oh, kind of like E&J Gallo makes certain wines for certain stores, like Winkenau is made for Aldi only, but everybody knows it's E&J. Common sense would show that. And and then the wine group makes a certain wine for Walmart. And they're good, actually, better than they used to be. So anyway, so that's it. No real challenge. Well, a little bit of a challenge here, actually. I remember now, but not a grave challenge. And I was able to discern it. So I've only gotten it wrong 3 times, which is actually too many times. I didn't want to get it wrong at all, but I'm going to try again tomorrow with Jim Beam Black versus I think it is a George Dickel. No, another Sazerac, the Stedman Select, another Sazerac brand. Another interesting product. All right, y'all take care now. Bye bye. Go and watch the news.